Okay, we're gonna do a message of the motherfucking day because energy is shifting again. Last week was like super quiet. A lot of you might be really going through it this season. I know I said it was gonna be lighter. I didn't say that it was gonna be like, nothing was gonna happen. It just like it was a lot lighter, so things could start like shifting and moving, and so you might have been shaken up a little bit to get shit moving, but you're going from stuck, stagnant energy to the train is taking off. Things are starting to move, and that's the energy I'm feeling this week. Is like things are starting to move. Things are starting to move. Something I was tapping into before as well is like a lot of you might be like, oh, I don't want to see that. Like, I know what my manifestations are. I don't need to see them anymore. And you're like, you're missing the message. You're missing the sign. Okay, the sign needs you to acknowledge and accept it, because in doing that, you're putting it off. You're putting up that wall. You're not allowing yourself to be in receiving, to be in the know. So that's what Spirit's saying. It's like, pay the fuck attention to the messages that are wanting to come through specifically for you. Yeah, travel, look at the movement coming up. Life purpose, this is all being directed by your soul. Messages. I miss that so many times. Messages are coming through. Okay, dreams. A lot of you could be like lucid dreamers, or like you may be unaware that like you astral plane, like every time you go to sleep, your spirit leaves your body, and it might be why you like every time you wake up in the morning you could feel really tired, or like you just went to like a day job or you did something and like you're exhausted. Yeah, there might be this, and so you might not be like conscious of it in like your waking life, but it's almost like your soul's been put to work. They've been put to work, and it's like a part of their purpose. So for you, like maybe spending time alone, being isolated, or just having you time is really important, so that when you do have it, don't feel guilty for it. Don't feel bad for taking time out for yourself, because it's like you're doing a lot more than you think. For those of you that are watching me, it's like you have a great mission and you've already started completing it. So again, that movement, this travel, it's been coming up a lot. I feel like the words that were coming were like the mysterious plans are starting to unfold for you. So don't be surprised if like sudden opportunities come into your world, where you're suddenly flying to like a new city, or you're flying for a job opportunity, or you're flying across the world and you don't really understand like how that came to fruition. It's all a part of destiny. It's all a part of the plan. There's a plan. So like refocus. Okay, you're seeing this for a reason. Refocus. Don't be distracted by negative energy, lower vibrations, because especially this week and even today, there will be people that try and trigger you, that project things on you in order to like trigger you back into an old way of being or coping, and it's just not going to work the same for you. You're not the same person. You don't operate in the same way. Like you've been so fucking focused on like your self-care, your self-love, working on yourself, learning to accept, honor who you are, open yourself up to new ways of being, like breaking the trauma patterns, the karmic cycles. Like you've really been invested in like your own happiness and like getting your bag, getting your money up, right? That's where you have been, instead of like being in like a very addictive space where you're not healing, you're not doing the work. That's actually where you've been this whole time. It's just like healing and growing and expanding and dealing with what shows up. So spirit guides, they're here. Okay, you're on the right path. Boundaries. Why not you? Why not you? Why not you? Why shouldn't you experience peace? Why shouldn't it be you that receives blessings? Why shouldn't it be you that experiences real love? Why isn't it you that gets to live out your life purpose? Fertility, new beginnings. Okay, let's go into the twin flame cards. Because this throat chakra has been like burning the last few days. Yeah, look at this, separation and longing. So no contact situation. 4 weeks came up when I looked at this. Been 4 weeks, could possibly be longer. There's something significant about 4 weeks. Someone's longing for you. Oh my god. Someone is longing for you. Look at that Venus offer. Someone is wanting to come in and offer you something. So yeah, like I fucking said, you've been like super focused on like getting your money up your bag, like organizing your finances, making yourself healthier, better. And then this other person, like, they may have been trying to kind of escape their own toxicity and like the things that they feel like they could never escape, and like their patterns, and they've been in that, and that could also mean they've been in like third parties. But I feel like regardless, it's like they've been watching you. This could be like on social media or however you want to see it. I don't feel like it's in a super creepy way, but it's like they've been watching you like advance. And like I feel like the message here is like they've been watching behind the scenes to see if like you were the one thing that was real. Because I feel like that's the message. It's almost like you came to them in a part of their life where there was so much lies, there was so much deceit that was going on, that it almost seemed like you were also too good to be true. And that now that there's been separation and they've been able to kind of watch you, it's almost like they're slowly realizing that that's actually who you are. Like, you've remained the same even after all this time. It's like you were the realest thing that they've ever come across, and they've never experienced that before. So it's almost like this realization of who you are and what you were to them, because I kind of feel like they always knew, but it's like they were so tied up in this energy of feeling like yeah, this would be it. Yeah, look at this, like comfort zone, so tied up in like the comfort zone and what's familiar, and like clinging to the past because that's all they've known. They've never experienced anything else, and so it's kind of allowed them to stay in a place where they avoided shit, and maybe they've even been like avoiding you, like really avoiding you, because again, it's like you're real. And when it comes to real people, you can't really play games. You can't play this like these fucking preschool games right here, right? You can't play the field with a person that knows where they're going, knows what they want, and like they're not afraid to walk away. So it's like you going through that separation, them going through what they need to. It's almost like they've kind of watched you glow, and in it they've almost learnt more about you that they didn't realize, and it's actually helping them, because look at this cycle closing. What's that? Yeah, and then the storm. It's closing that cycle. I feel like you help people without even realizing. Especially this divine mask. The storm keeps coming out again. And the union. Okay. And there's this renewal, karma, balance, justice. Yeah, it's almost like they try to shut it down, but it's like you're constantly running through their life right now. It's almost like they can't escape you. They can't escape how they really feel. And maybe this person, like, they haven't been willing to be as open as needed to kind of open up a new door in their life. And like, the balance is here. Okay, what else is coming through? Venus. Yeah. So again, a ton of cards here, but we're going to read through them because I feel like could be divine. Okay, so behind the deck we have suffering, past, and lack. And then we have the abundance card in reverse. So it's almost like Spirit stopped them in their tracks. Stop them in their tracks, because it's almost like they're fighting with themselves. And so in doing so, they're actually creating more blocks than they realize. Now they probably are. They're creating more blocks in their life. And so what once felt like really easy abundance coming to them, it isn't actually working that way anymore, because it's like this person might find like things really come to them quite easily, or it has in the past, but now that they've had this moment, they've had this encounter, they've met you, it's like things can never be the same. They can't go back to that same thing anymore. So here we have external. Yep. So I said that before, something about external, third party. Again, I don't really like when it comes to this sort of situations. It's like, especially in the twin flame, everything is divine. Sometimes people need to learn things from other people in order to allow themselves to align with where you are in your journey. So this person could have recently like called it quits with like a third party and decided, I know where I'm meant to be. I know what I'm meant to be doing. Like, I know that now, and this just doesn't, it's not fulfilling. It's not serving its purpose in the way that it used to in the past. And so they've created massive distance. Okay, they've kind of retreated into themselves as necessary. And this could also mean that they pulled away from you entirely as well to kind of figure their shit out. So, hello, Scorpio. Scorpio energy right here. So yes, massive transformation undergoing, but these are a lot of internal changes. Pluto is a very slow planet, so you can feel like things are really moving slow, and it's kind of reflected in your own journey as well, because you're still moving forward. But yeah, Pluto is a very like slow moving planet, but it's also connected to Scorpio. And with this transformation energy, it's all to do with like a lot of changes that are happening on like a really soul deep level. Changes that are needed, but changes that are actually really hard. Like, they're really hard to do, especially when you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. They can be so hard to navigate, but it's a necessary part of the process that they're going through. So this is where they are right now. And oh my god, divine masculine energy and divine timing. You gotta trust in divine timing, because it's all coming together when it needs to. But yeah, I feel like this is kind of a confirmation of what your intuition already knows, but just a confirmation of like, okay, this process has already started. So yeah, they're coming in. That offer is coming towards you. That's the reading. That's the message.